I hereby call this meeting to order at 8:31 p.m. PRC Griffey in State of Secretary Shells. Can you please call?
I apologize for any names that I get wrong. President Four, Vice President Jacobs, Secretary Schaus, PRC Griffey here. Executive Treasurer Lorenz, Assistant Treasurer Doyle, Webmaster Harmon here, Executive Aide Plachata, Senator Dollison, Senator Lennon, Senator Walton, Senator Hernandez Garrity, Senator Hertzberg, Senator Wilcoxon, Senator Maldonado, Senator Neiman, Senator Pariso, Senator Westfall, Senator Abraham, Senator Hillebrand, Senator Robb, Senator Bahada, Senator Mendel, Senator Williamson, Senator Ward, Senator Cavendier, Senator Backery, Senator Melton, Senator Howard, Senator Sedlar, Senator Flanagan, Senator Gamir, Senator Kamra, Senator Velasquez. Roll has been called.
Thank you. Moving on to public comment. Are there any public comments here or on YouTube? Seeing that there are some, we'll have 2 minutes to speak.
Hello, my name is Natalie Byrne. I'm here today as Vice President of High Point City to allow auditors to be funded with their own budget and not through a partner organization. I have been receiving funding for students and its inception 20 years ago. This funding has gone for public students and the methodology department for providing travel grants to conferences as well as providing internships. We have also had a funding go to students of elementary schools in South Korea community, Portertown, and the surrounding counties. We are able to do this through Met Field Day, a big event where the students come to campus and we teach them about meteorology. I myself, in the 4th grade, came to Met Field Day here about 4 years ago, and I can confidently say I would not be standing here without that opportunity as a Met teacher. When we were first told about becoming an organization, we were told that it was because hundreds of American students and their farms became national foods. This is not true, as KAIA has moved out part of the national organization does not pay dues. During the program being funded through a private budget membership-based organization, and we have to follow with that statement. Starting off, just because you have a GPA requirement to join doesn't include other students in relevance. Most of the students involved in Met Field Day, and the majority of those who receive travel grants are not part of KAIA. Secondly, we have a problem with the selective statement. We feel that almost all special interest organizations have a selectiveness to them. One would not wish to join an organization if they do not have interest in it. An English major would not likely join a mathematics organization, and such a male would not likely join the ministry. What does this mean? That most organizations have a slight selectiveness to them. And finally, the private part of this statement. Yes, we do have a GPA requirement, and that was made by our founding faculty students here on campus, or our faculty students in the Met department. So there is some privateness to us. However, there are other student boards on campus that have requirements for joining. GPA requirements being voted in, and other class requirements. So we do not understand why only honoraries are being defunded. We want to preface that we are not arguing that they get defunded, but rather we want to argue why they will be doing not defunded. It seems unfair to defund only select group of organizations while they are others are not. Because of this, we would like to be treated as other organizations are involved, be allowed to have our own budget. We request this an amendment be made to exercise this unjust situation. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you very much for your comment. Are there any other public comments here or on YouTube? Seeing none, moving on to the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve or amend? Is there a second? All in favor of approving the agenda, please say aye. All Opposed? Any abstentions? All right, moving on to Senator reports. Are there any Senator reports tonight? Senator Wilson.
We saw this week that John Hiltonen is stepping down as Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, and we wish him all the best during his upcoming sabbatical. In his absence, we are excited to see the university leadership implementing the action agenda for increased diversity and inclusion in the search for new deans for both the College of Arts and Sciences and Craig College.
Thank you, Senator Williamson. Are there any other Senator reports tonight? All right, seeing none, moving on to advisors reports.
Yeah, we just, thank you, Ben. Obviously we have moved to a mask optional environment in classrooms and laboratories in academic settings, which were still not required last week. So our state and county are at level 2, which is the lowest level COVID transmission. So things are looking very good that way, and we're just excited to be able to move in this direction. The COVID team on the campus continues to meet. We'll keep assessing how things are going. Quite possible that we have to make changes, but we're sure hoping not. We're sure hoping we'll be able to stay this course through the rest of the academic year at this point and get through graduation. So that's where we are on that.
Great. Are there any questions for the advisors on that? Moving on to officers reports.
All right, I just wanted to let you guys know that this Wednesday there's another university council meeting. So I will be giving a report on how our Senate has passed our bylaws and constitution, and also about our are there any questions?
Before moving on to my report, so on the digital copy of the agenda, you can see there attached is the student senate constituents report for quarter 3 of the school year. So over the past week, last week, I read all of your constituents reports and I compiled that all into one main student senate report. And that's attached there for you to see, but I also sent it out to campus administrators such as President Dia, Provost Johnson, those in charge of overseeing booth, dining, residence halls. So everything that is in the report is being addressed to the correct person. So thank you guys all for your hard work on the constituency reports. They do make a difference because it's transparency from us to the student body, but it's also holding your chairs accountable for making sure that they are addressing the concerns, but also seeing what students really like. So thank you guys for doing that. I will have a date for you next week for your final constituency report, now that we have every constituency filled in Student Senate. So I'm excited to send that last remaining report out at the end of this semester. Don't forget to nominate organizations and individuals for the 2022 Student Award Awards. That will be made first, so just be sure that you're getting any nominations in for individuals, organizations, or programs that you really thought deserve an award that you've seen in the past year. So that link is also attached to the agenda. Also, look out for this week's issue of The Torch. The front page is our amazing meeting last week that we passed our new constitution and bylaws, so make sure you take a look at The Torch. Also, President Dia and the President's Office sent out an email today saying some major changes happening on campus for the coming year. So be sure that you're reading your emails and seeing those changes. Lastly, this is not on the agenda, but I'm looking for any volunteers that would like to join the Student Senate team for Songfest that I signed us up for. E-board is required to join, but I need some other volunteers. So who would like to be on that team, please? Some
I
people.
gotta see some hands.
Yeah.
I gotta go up there just to be, and then, so somebody can raise their hand right now.
Why don't you explain what
So Songfest is a UPC sponsored event. It is April 24th in the park. It's for FSL organizations and student organizations to put a song and dance routine together. And this year's tradition. It's tradition. So this year's theme is Disney. And I really think the Senate could take it home. So come on, please, volunteers.
We have cool costumes and all.
We have nothing to lose. We're here to stay. We're the student government. It's okay. I'll bother you guys after this, but know that I'm coming for you. All right. Moving on to Secretary Chubbs. She's not here. So moving on to PRC review.
As it will be explained further in the agenda about elections, there will be elections graphics starting to be put out hopefully by Wednesday or tomorrow, I believe. So just be on the lookout for that. So please share that amongst your friends and also be aware of those elections timelines so that if you want to run again, you are more than welcome to and just stay in the loop with all that information. Are there any questions? All right, and report.
Thank you, PRC review. Moving on to executive session.
I just want to say that the last day to submit expenditure requests is going to be Friday, May 6th at 5.
Moving on to webinars report.
No report.
All right. Moving on to committee reports, executive committee chair report. Moving on to finance committee chair report.
Hello, everyone. It is officially budgeting season, so just a few reminders. One question I've been getting a lot is how to submit budget to Senate. There's a form on my Galco that you can, that special interest organizations can go and click on and you can follow. So if they need any help, feel free to email myself. A reminder about the timeline. Special interest organizations, their budgets are due April 4th. At 5 p.m. So that's next week, Monday. A reminder was sent out to those organizations today by myself. And then the commission budget for the programming, media, and home sports are due on the 11th. And we will present everything on April 18th to you all. And then April 25th will be when we vote. I know there was a public comment tonight regarding honorary organizations and their funding. We have typically asked them to work with a counterpart organization that is getting that way as some have done. But you may choose to consider the public comment if you wish. Are there any questions for me? Enough?
You could briefly clarify the thinking behind how the funding for
I'll drop it. So, a lot of the counterpart organizations, as I've been told, have very similar events they run, sometimes even the same thing. An example is one that you might hear tonight that deals with the engineering. So Cal Beta Phi wants to work with the engineering community, wants to work with, engineering operator, wants to work with the Council for Engineering Inclusion and Equity. And the council holds similar events you can run one of the events that I can't remember the specific run by the jury but so in some ways it kind of streamlines the process, but I know that it can be difficult to kind of get that started up. So our guidance is very to do that. But we appreciate the difficulties that this may cause. It is hard, and we want to try and help whoever needs. I hope that clarifies things. I don't know how I did, but I don't think it's not gonna help answer.
Sorry, Robert Rules. Is there a motion to open the floor for the advisors?
Motion to open the floor to the advisors.
Is there a second?
Second.
The floor is open.
No, of course. No, you did a beautiful job.
So just to clarify, so for the academic honoraries, we have offered to meet with all of them to figure out the path forward. So the items that Kaiser High is asking to be funded are for all students in meteorology. And so we want to fund those events, and those are things that kind of have traditionally funded. So the statement that was made during public comment is 100% accurate. Kaiser High is one of the few honoraries that was not asking for money to fund national dues and membership dues and things like that. So I had an opportunity to meet with the Kaiser High advisor last week, and we found two paths forward for them. From my understanding of that conversation, at least they're working two paths to be able to get that funding to that organization. And so hopefully they will take one of those two paths or reach out and we can talk through additional options as far as that goes. So Chi Psi Phi is one of many academic honoraries on campus. So the statements that were made tonight are accurate, but they're not accurate for all honoraries. So the decision to not fund academic honoraries as private membership-based organizations is attached to lots of other private membership-based organizations that are on campus. It's not attached to Senate's desire to not fund the activities that have previously been funded. So we're finding a path forward for all of the organizations to ensure that all of the money that was going to fund the initiatives out of the colleges or departments will continue and remain. It's just going to come through a different venue or a different vehicle than it has previously. Does that help answer that? Great.
Are there any other questions for Dr. Whittier while the floor is open? Thank you, Dr. Whittier, and thank you, Senator Carrizo. Moving on to Administration Committee Chair Planning.
Hello, everyone. We have two new organizations that are seeking to get recognized. One is the South Asian Society. So they're seeking to conserve and cherish Indian and South Asian culture. Their members will participate in social, cultural, and professional activities through this organization. And they're going to give students opportunities to engage with one another while also developing connections with other student groups in the greater campus community. Above all, SAS is a group that prioritizes the needs of its members and works to foster true sense of belonging. It's going to be available to all students interested in South Asian culture, not simply Indian or Indian American students. And they're planning to invite everyone to participate in their different performances, charitable efforts, and numerous social activities. And the second organization was kind of already mentioned today, was the Council for Engineering, Inclusion, and Equity. So this is going to be the Council for Engineering, Inclusion, and Equity. They're planning to promote inclusion in the field of engineering as well as equity among different communities. And this is kind of what we were just talking about with the Tau Beta Pi incident. Yeah, I'm sorry. So since they were receiving funding from Tau Beta Pi and they were already kind of having events throughout this past semester, we already acted for, but just not recognized by Senate. So we basically they will receive the funding they were getting from Tau Beta Pi. Tau Beta Pi, sorry. Does anyone have any questions? Sorry.
All right, all in favor of voting as a slate, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? All right, all in favor of voting on South Asian Society and Council for Engineering, Inclusion, and Equity as new student organizations, please raise your placards. All opposed? Any abstentions? All right, both organizations pass 21-0-0. All right. Thank you, Senator Benton. Moving on to Committee on Media, Chair Williamson.
The committee on media will be conducting interviews for the new heads, media organizations this coming Saturday. We do plan to vote on those applicants at that time, and we'll have our new media head, we'll know who they will be by next week. Any questions?
And just for a little clarification now, in our new model, the student senate no longer has to vote on the media executives. Thank you, Senator Williamson. Moving on to screening committee chair Beckery.
All right, hello everyone. As PRC Griffey said, we are getting into election season. So with that approaching so quickly, I will be starting retention meetings this week. So look in your email for me trying to schedule a meeting with you about retention. Does anyone have any questions for me? All right, I'm recording.
Thank you, Senator Beckery. Moving on to committee on residence, Senator Chair Abraham.
So we will be meeting again next week for our April meeting at 12:30 on Tuesday. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns, ideas, etc. If you want to join our meeting as well, if you have anything really you want to convey to our committee. Also, I will be communicating with the core reps to spread the word about like the end of the year activities. And I just wanted to relay that I would love for you guys to all come out to the living room conversations as well. Those are happening in residence halls, and they go on topics like belonging, empathy, and legalizing marijuana. So kind of run the gamut.
Thank you, Chair Abraham. I would actually encourage some of you to go to the talks, especially with those of you with constituencies in one residence hall building. I think that would be moving on to Joint Services, Chair Dawson, report. So moving on to Diversity and Inclusion Committee, Chair Howard. Moving on to Discretionary Funds Committee, Chair Rob.
Last week, DSC met to look through the application. 4 of them are now moving on to interviews. Does anyone have any questions about what those applications are? Okay. We will be scheduling interviews for this coming week, and we are on track to utilize all the leftover funds from last year, which will allow us to move forward with the clean budget and report.
Thank you, Senator Rob. Moving on to Elections Committee, Chair Ford.
All right, so after the executive committee meeting today, our e-board met and we formed the elections committee. We decided to have the e-board run that because traditionally the elections committee is run by all seniors, seeing as they cannot run for re-election. So we put together an elections timeline. So on April 5th, which is next Tuesday, there's a petition meeting that everyone who wants to run must attend. So I'm hoping if you guys are coming back next year, you'll want to be reelected for either the position you currently have or for another position. So if you are interested in doing so, you must attend the meeting. It's at 7 p.m. in the Board of Directors room in the Christopher Center. If you need a Zoom link, please email me. If you are not able to make it, you can elect a campaign representative to attend the meeting have another week of campaigning, and on April 20th, we will have Election Day. And just to, it might be a little bit confusing, because traditionally we've had the president and vice president elections at a different time than all the other positions, but now we're having them all at the same time. So that's why we have one election day. Do you guys have any questions?
So formal campaigning starts the 5th.
Yes. Any other questions?
Thank you, President Ford. And for questions, email senate.elections. Try not to email senate.president because the elections committee cannot be involved in your voting. It's just like election rules stuff. So try not to contact senate.president, contact senate.elections. All right. So moving on to new business, seeing none. Moving on to old business, seeing none. Is there a public comment here or on YouTube? Seeing none. Moving on to postmortem. I just want to say congratulations to you all again. We've received a lot of good feedback from the campus community on our passing of the bylaws and constitution. There are some hiccups, but we're dealing with those. As you can see tonight, there was some concern, but we're trying to find solutions to those so that no student on campus feels that we're targeting them. We want to make sure that we are helping each student. So again, this is the transitional period, so we're going to come across some of this, but we'll find solutions. Lastly, I just want to say again, please. So please contact us if you would like to be on phone. The incentive is you would have brownie points with you. So please do that. Is there a motion to adjourn? Is there a second? All in favor of adjourning, please say aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? I call this meeting to an end at 8:09 p.m. Thank you all. If you're interested in Songfest, you can come up and see me.